news, gunmen abduct students and lecturers in Kaduna Polytechnic. President Buhari set for second interview in 2 days. And Senate President seeks protection for IDPs. It's glad to have you join us on News Now. I am Oni Adekunle. And all academic activities have been shut down indefinitely at the Nuhu Bamali Polytechnic in Zaria, Kaduna State, following the abduction of some students and staff members of the school by bandits. The gunmen invaded the staff quarters of the school on Thursday night, shooting sporadically before whisking away 8 students and 2 lecturers. During the attack, one student was killed while another sustained injuries. The school management has now asked all remaining students to vacate the school with immediate effect. Meanwhile, security expert and former director of the Department of State Services, DSS, has called for the full implementation of the Safe School Initiative as a way of addressing the rising spate of abduction in schools. Amakri, in an exclusive interview with TV360 Nigeria, noted that governments must act fast and get more serious with countermeasures to combat the trend.
If the school is fenced, then do we have a manned gate to watch access control? Then is there an alarm system? You get all these things in place. Besides the alarm system, you also train the students. Train the students on how to behave when they hear the alarm system. It's not just hearing the alarm system. If you hear the alarm system, where are you going to muster? That has to be designated. Is there a safe area that they can be, where they cannot even be touched, like a safe room that all of them, or a safe hall where all of them can go, and then, a muster point. And then, of course, what to do after the alarm system. Then also to call in the quick response team of the nearest police or military installation, because we know most of them are located very, very far away from town, on the highway. Now, there should be, because the quick response team is part of this Safe School Initiative. And of course, when they hear the alarm, not just a little alarm that you use, it should be the air raid alarm system, which makes very loud, very, very loud sound. And of course, these kidnappers don't want noise, they don't want attention, and they will run away.
President Muhammadu Buhari is due to feature in an exclusive interview on the Nigerian Television Authority (NTA) later this evening. A statement by the special advisor to the president, Femi Adesina, said the interview session, which is expected to be aired from 8:30 p.m., would be revealing and educating. It will be the president's second interview in 2 days. His appearance on Arise TV on Thursday was his first exclusive interview with any Nigerian station since the beginning of the president's second term in 2019. During that interview, President Buhari spoke on a wide range of issues, including the security situation in the country. And veteran broadcaster Balaribe Ilela has been appointed by President Muhammadu Buhari as the Director General of the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC. Ilela replaces Armstrong Idachaba, who has been heading the commission in acting capacity since last year. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, announced the appointment in a statement issued in Abuja on Friday. He said Ilela's appointment was for 5 years tenure in the first instance. The Senate Joint Committees on Defense and Army, chaired by Aliyu Wamako and Alin Dume respectively, have screened the newly appointed Chief of Army Staff, Major General Farouk Yahaya. The screening took place behind closed doors at the National Assembly on Friday. Our correspondent Simisola Adigun now reports.
On June 1st, President Muhammadu Buhari wrote the Senate seeking the screening and confirmation of Major General Farouk Yahaya as Chief of Army Staff following the death of his predecessor in a plane crash. Prior to the executive session at the Senate, Yahaya highlighted some of his personal achievements.
With all the challenges that we are facing, having grown to this job and having done all the requisite courses that commensurate to my ranks as I grow, starting from young officers course up to company commander, up to battalion commander. Before that time, I have also commanded all across. I was a garrison commander, brigade garrison, which is like a battalion, if you will call it. I was brigade commander 2 times, 4 brigade in Benin, where we were involved also in the activities of the South-South. What's happening there? Even before that time, I was in Yenagua as Chief of Staff, Operation Polo Shield, now Operation Delta Safe. So I'm also conversant with challenges of militancy and other activities there.
After the closed-door screening session, the Chief of Army Staff also promised to provide the right leadership to ensure that the country's enemies are defeated.
My interaction with the Senate is very encouraging. They have, beside their screening and questions, they have also assured the Nigerian Army, and in fact the military, of their continuous support. And you know, with their support, they were in good stead to now achieve our mandate. So I appreciate all the contribution they have made and the assurance they have given, which I have taken. And I believe with them and their support, we are good to go.
The President promised to reject the security apparatus. He has done it. The supplementary budget is before us, and we will give it a very expedient consideration. The Chief of Army Staff was before us. What we discuss is in camera, so I can't discuss it out of camera. All I can say is all is well, and we are expecting light at the end of the tunnel, inshallah. At the end of the tunnel.
Although the Chief of Army Staff has already hit the ground, the Senate panel is expected to submit a report to the chamber later containing recommendations as to whether or not he should be confirmed. Simisola Jigun, TV360 News.
As part of activities to mark the 2nd year anniversary of the 9th National Assembly, Senate President Ahmed Lawan paid a solidarity visit to the Wassa internally displaced persons camp in the Federal Capital Territory. The Wassa camp is one of the 24 in the FCT, hosting about 26,000 Nigerians from Goza, Borno State, and other northern states troubled by the Boko Haram insurgency. Together with his colleagues, Lawan presented food and clothing items as well as free medical services to dwellers of the camp. The Senate President says the government must play its part to ensure that vulnerable citizens living in IDP camps are adequately protected.
We have a national policy on refugees and people in camps like this. How are we up to date with implementation of the provisions of that national policy? And we owe these people. These are Nigerians. They have every right, like every other Nigerian, to enjoy the support, the protection, and care for them to live here. But it's not our desire that they should continue to be here.
And the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, MACBAN, is calling on state governors who have enacted laws prohibiting open grazing in their states to reconsider their stance. This is one among the recommendations issued by the association following the meeting of its National Executive Council in Abuja. The association affirms that a reversal of the mandate by governors will surely douse tension and uncertainties across the nation, thereby benefiting all parties.
The government at all levels must own the responsibility of ensuring the protection of fundamental rights of plant pastoralists as Nigerian citizens, which includes, among others, the right to life, the right to dignity, personal liberty, freedom from discrimination, freedom of movement, and the freedom to reside and pursue legitimate business in any part of the country, just like any other citizens of Nigeria. 2, the meeting also called on government at all levels to urgently provide support and relief materials for pastoralist families who have been forcibly expelled from different parts of the country and those who lost their livestock assets due to attacks by bandits and state-promoted militia groups. 3, the meeting also called on state governors to demonstrate empathy and inclusiveness and look at the anti-open grazing law with human face, with a view to replacing it with more humane laws that will mandate genuine pastoralists to secure government licenses to operate. This approach will surely douse tension and uncertainties on both sides, and will allow pastoralists to operate ethically and guarantee additional revenue to state governments.
The Federal Ministry of Water Resources has launched a training workshop for community volunteers on operations and maintenance of solar-powered boreholes built through the National Wash Response COVID-19 project in Lagos State. During the training, residents of the Surulere area of Lagos were taught the process of maintaining water supply facilities in their various communities. Abisola Adebayo tells us more.
Poor maintenance culture has been identified as one of the biggest challenges to infrastructure development in Nigeria. This sensitization training, organized by the Ministry of Water Resources, is to enlighten residents of Ikwari Housing Estate in Surulere on how to manage and maintain the solar-powered boreholes constructed in strategic areas of the community.
Our schemes that we've been constructing do not last. Maybe after 3 months of construction and handed over to the communities, they break down and the communities abandon it. So we now felt that the main thing we need to do is to train the community on how to operate and maintain these schemes. Each of the communities will form a WashCom, that is a Water Supply, Sanitation and Hygiene Committee. It will be a subcommittee of the entire, of any community they have on water. And this committee are to take proper charge of the operations and the maintenance of the water schemes.
Beneficiaries at the training applauded the government's initiative, describing it as a win-win for both government and the citizens.
Most of the time, we don't even know what it entails. We just saw that they were just coming to work, and we don't know the technicalities. But we coming here, they've been able to break it down. The federal government comes with fantastic projects that really the community they need. But over time, maintaining such projects is an issue.
We can't know all. Your profession is different from my own profession. But that's their own profession. They tell you this is how it's supposed to go on. Such a program like this, let them come for it and train us. That's what I mean. We appreciate it.
The federal government's National Wash Response to COVID-19 project is aimed at reducing the spread of COVID-19 pandemic in the country through increased access to water, sanitation and hygiene services. Abisola Adebayo, TV360, Lagos.
We'll take a break here, but still to come. Central Bank of Nigeria announces plans to launch digital currency. Details of that and more shortly. Thank you for staying with us on News Now. Here is a quick reminder of some of our top stories tonight. All academic activities have been shut down indefinitely at the Nuhu Bamali Polytechnic in Zaria, Kaduna State, following the abduction of 8 students and 2 lecturers of the institution. The gunmen invaded the staff quarters of the school on Thursday night, killing 1 student during the attack. We also told you that President Muhammadu Buhari is due to feature in an exclusive interview on the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, later this evening. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, said the interview session, which is expected to be aired from 8:30 p.m., would be revealing and educating. And in case you missed any of our news bulletins or for more updates, do log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube and Google Plus at TV360 Nigeria. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. Nigeria on Thursday reported 45 new coronavirus cases in 6 states as Ondo again led the chart with 23 new infections. According to an update by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control (NCDC), the new figure raised the total number of infections in the country to 167,027. However, the number of recoveries also rose to 163,413. There was also no new fatality on Wednesday as the death toll remains 2,117. And South Africa has officially entered its third wave of coronavirus with rising caseloads and a sluggish vaccine rollout fueling fears of fresh strain on the health system. According to the National Institute for Communicable Diseases, South Africa technically entered the third wave on Friday as the national 7-day moving average incidence now exceeds the new wave threshold. The Health Ministry also announced that it had detected over 9,100 cases in 24 hours. President Cyril Ramaphosa last month tightened a nighttime curfew and reinforced limits on social gatherings in a bid to stem the spread of the virus. Well, we'll take another break here and return with business stories. Please stay with us. Welcome back. We now join Bisola Adebayo for the latest in the world of business. Bisola.
Thank you very much, Oyi. Welcome to Business News. The Central Bank of Nigeria has announced plans to launch its own digital currency before the end of 2021. Speaking with journalists at the end of the Virtual Bankers Committee meeting on Thursday, CBN Director of Information Technology, Rakia Mohammed, said the Apex Bank's plans to come up with a digital currency to make remittances travel easier from abroad to Nigeria. Reacting to this, the CEO of Streetnomics, Gospel Obele, says rather than continue with this plan, the CBN should focus on other pressing issues affecting the Nigerian economy.
I think the Apex Bank is distracted. There were no deep dive perspectives to launch its own digital currency. I mean, where in the world are you hearing that a monetary institution wants to go into developing its own digital currency? A lot of banks are already struggling to onboard digital. You know, the CBN is struggling to still hit its cashless economy mandate. There is a huge market that is financially excluded, all right, in terms of access to banking and financial services. So those are core things that still needs to happen for a digital currency economy to thrive. All right, so we're leaving those things and we're going to develop more products and putting more we are stacking up more problems, all right, on a very faulty foundation. The only way digital currencies can thrive is when you have effective, efficient, and intelligent monetary framework or monetary institutions. All right, so there is a whole lot more that needs to be done at a base level. It's just like Nigeria saying that they want to develop their internet. All right, do you have what it takes to develop your internet? Even when you develop the digital currency, how do you begin to onboard? What is the impact of that digital currency development on the current state of the monetary system? All right, on the current state on the currency of our currency. All right, you don't have a very competitive global currency and you're trying to develop a digital currency. So I really don't see the sense in it. It seems more like the CBN is trying to look for options, a more in quote sustainable option when compared to the outright ban that happened sometime in February.
We'll take a pause here and return with stock market review. Nigerian stocks ended today's trade in the negative territory, ending a tenuous 3-day rally that began on Tuesday, with the benchmark index slowing by 0.14% to close at 39,156 basis points. After decreasing by 28 billion naira today, market capitalization stood at 20.409 trillion naira. Moving on, Champion Breweries PLC from the consumer goods sector, as well as NEM Insurance from the financial services sector, drove the retreat today. They recorded a combined 40 kobo loss. On the flip side, however, that's our gainers list for today. Cotix and Jaiz Bank led the gainers list at the close of this week's trading. They recorded a combined 30 kobo increase. Market summary, however, sees a total volume of 289 million units valued at over 3 billion naira, exchanging hands in 3,719 deals. Moving on to our global market for today, it's only the FTSE, the Dow Jones and the Nikkei are all in the positive territory, just like yesterday. The FTSE is trading in the positive, aided by gains in the mining and financial stocks. It recorded a 0.10% increase. The Dow Jones also is in the positive territory as inflation data calmed concerns over a possible long-term spike in consumer prices. It recorded a 0.39% increase. Japan stocks Nikkei also today closed in the positive territory, and that's as shares marginally ended today because of losses in cyclical stocks, as well as banks and property firms offset gains in heavyweight technical firms. Even though that, it still ended in the positive territory. It recorded a 0.34% increase. That's all on stock market today. Over to Oyin for the rest of the news.
Thank you very much for that update, Bisola. The Ethiopian government has denied reports of a looming famine in the conflict-hit Tigray region. The government said this in response to a UN report which said that 350,000 people in the country were living in famine conditions. The country's Foreign Affairs Ministry noted that the reports are warnings about a famine are untrue and unsubstantiated, as the government was providing food aid to those in need. The ministry added that farmers in the region were being given seeds and farm inputs in preparation for the rainy season, which begins in just weeks. Well, it's now time for Entertainment Report on News Now.
Award-winning Nigerian singer and songwriter Niniola Akpata has received her Grammy Award certificate for her work as a composer on Beyoncé's album The Lion King, The Gift. Niniola shared this news via her Instagram page earlier in the week, while thanking God and her fans. She showed off her certificate and also mentioned the categories she got certificates for: Best Pop Vocal Album and Best Music Film. The Recording Academy acknowledged Niniola for her participation as a composer on the Grammy-nominated recording, which was nominated for Best Pop Vocal Album at the 62nd Grammy Awards in 2019. Niniola was one of the featured acts for Beyoncé's 2019 album Lion King, alongside Wizkid, Burna Boy, Tiwa Savage, Techno, and others. Nigerian film production company Inkblood Productions has officially announced its 2021 film slate, consisting of 2 new titles. First on board is Charge and Bill, directed by Uyo Yuadia, set to premiere in October 2021. The comedy drama reportedly follows the adventures of an upper-class lawyer thrust into the working-class world of a Charge and Bill law firm. The movie, written by Naz Onuzo, stars Dana Balogun, Stan Inze, Elozanam Ogbolu, Folu Storms, amongst many others. Set for December 2021 release also is Superstar, a romantic comedy written by Ahigbe Ilozobie, Uyo Yuadia, Chinaza Onuzo, and directed by Ilozobie. Trailers and teasers for both titles will be unveiled in the coming weeks. And that's all we have on the entertainment segment of News Now.
The Felix Awogu Top 8 Tennis Tournament, which took place at the Police College Tennis Club in Ikeja, Lagos, has ended with Chinese national Kula Zhang overpowering Chikezie Ibe to win the maiden edition of the tournament. According to the chairman of the Police College Tennis Club, Ikeja branch, Dominic Icha, the tournament, which is a yearly event, is modeled after the ATP Top 8 by the professionals, and it is aimed at fostering unity amongst members.
Awogu Top 8 Tennis Classic is modeled after the ATP NITO end of year Top 8 by the professionals. Now, when Mr. Felix Awogu brought the idea, we thought it was a very excitable introduction to our very competitive tennis at Police College. We have got 30 active members at Police College Tennis Club, and we play on 3 courts at 10 each. Now, even at 10 each, court 1, which is the most competitive court, felt we could even bring more excitement by participating in the Awogu Top 8 Classic. Simply, it's a shootout between the top 8 tennis players on this club to bring out the very best of the very best. This is the maiden edition, and it has been very exciting.
We're looking forward to making this a yearly tournament for the top 8 members of the club to encourage tennis, not just for members of this club, but we also have children who are parts of this club who are supporting. Today, again, Felix in his good manner has supplied t-shirts and jerseys for the junior team of this club to improve and to promote sport, particularly tennis as a whole.
The European Men's Football Championship, organized by the continent's football governing body UEFA, is set to kick off later today. As many as 24 teams will compete over a month, as only one of them will secure the prestigious title. In the opening fixture, Turkey will take on Italy at the Stadio Olimpico in Rome. This edition of the tournament will see 11 different cities in Europe host at least one game of the championship. Well, that's the size of our bulletin at this time. We thank you for watching. I am Oyi Adekunle. Bye for now.